Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ever closer to kick-off today at 2:13, 2 Betfred Century points in France, and of course the very special pocket anniversary trophy to go into today's performance. So ladies and gentlemen, let us see who is taking the field that I'll play today as we go through today's two lineups. We start with our visitors, Wakefield Trinity.
We've been debating this. We've watched a brilliant game, and this is going to be some act to follow. And some wingers on show, some great wing play by Liam Marshall and young Regan Grace as well on debut. Fantastic stuff. I put it to you though, Mr. Clark, that we've got the best two in the league here in Castleford colours. Number 1 try scorer in Super League and number 3 try scorer in Super League in Eden and Minikin. These guys at times, Brian, this season have been unplayable. Eden, as we know, he joined on a circuitous route, came back from Brisbane. A couple of eyebrows raised actually by Darryl Powell when he came back to the Tigers, but he's filled the void left by Denny Solomona. He's Super League's leading try scorer. And then Minikin, this is a little fudge. It's my first little fudge of the afternoon. He plays in the centre today, deputising for Shenton. You know, quite a different background, quite a different route to the first team. But some of the footwork that he puts on display is second to none. So there you go, Phil. Argument over. Greg Eden and Greg Minikin, the best two wingers in Super League.
John, you talk a lot of sense, and I hear what you're saying, but you're playing against a team that I think are the form side in Super League. We see Greg Minikin there continuing to warm up, but Wakefield have won 5 of the last 6 games. They scored 6 tries last week and have an ability to get up for games when they come to this ground. In the last 20 years, they've gone away here as winners more often than not, and that is an ability that they'll want to repeat today. Ben Jones-Bishop, though, and Tom Johnston, I think, I'll see and raise the try scorers you've got. OK, they've not scored as many as yours, but they do sit inside the top 10 try scorers of Super League this year. Tom Johnston's formidable at scoring on the left-hand side of the field. And Ben Jones-Bishop has already scored a contender for try of the season at Huddersfield earlier this season. Wakefield also have Mason Caton-Brown, who's not even in the side, so the try-scoring potential of this Wakefield side is fantastic. And if they can find the defence that they had last week when they beat Widnes, here to hold Castleford in the centre of the field, they give themselves a great chance. They're high on confidence, and they love coming with that underdog mentality to travel to the Castleford Tigers and depose them. OK, they're sitting at the top of the table, but Wakefield could go third here before Easter Sunday with a good win.
It's a good argument. It's well presented. It's wrong. Everybody's here today, and the crowds have swelled at the Jungle because of what they've been doing in attack with ball in hand. They've scored by far and away the most points in Super League. You yourself have said the most entertaining side in Super League at the moment. What do these boys in the Wakefield Trinity shirts have to do to stop them?
Well, I'd say the question I had about Castleford is, as we see them continuing to warm up, whether or not they can get up for the games against the sides that they're expected to beat. Last year at times, particularly at the home stadium, they lost to teams who finished below them in the table. And there's a question mark over Darryl Powell and his squad here. Are they mentally strong enough, and do they have that resilience to win when they're the favourites? They are here today, but I just fancy the Wakefield Trinity side might push them pretty close.
contain Castleford, or do you play a game of containment and try just impose your own game?
Do you know what, Brian? I was thinking, what do they need to? They need to get into him. They need to
Really, that's it.
Absolutely rip in to Castleford. Castleford forwards play really well together. Andy Lynch, Gadwin Springer, the power that those two have got, but the power is also complemented by the way that they go at the line and they can tip the ball on. And Wakefield have just got to make sure that they just rip in those big dogs that they've got in the middle, Alexa Volgood and David Fafita, Arona, Ashurst, Kerman. They've just got to get stuck into them, put them on the back foot. Let's talk about what Jacob Miller and Sam Williams can do. Scott Griggs, they've got enough players there, but that man, hasn't he been a sensation?
If Darryl Powell's forwards can pick a lock, Barry, are you saying that Chris Chester's, or is Terry's, do you think, saying that Chris Chester's need to kick the door down?
Absolutely, and Chris Chester's side, and he's brought Anthony England in. He's a no-nonsense forward. He'll want to rough some of the cast players who are the craftsmen and the technicians of rugby league, but when you talk to anybody from Cast, they almost underplay the way that they attack. We've mentioned the 54 tries that they've scored. We've mentioned the 40 tries that the backs can score. But the element that gives them the most pride at the minute is the way that they're defending. So when they're playing with the ball, when they take the risks and they make that gamble play, if it doesn't come off, they've got enough resilience to defend. Now, Wakefield themselves, I didn't give them a chance when they went to Catalan. I was so impressed with the way that they played. I was so impressed with the way that they backed that up against Widnes. They can't be discounted.
They have had a very close look at Castleford this year already. I went to watch them in a pre-season match. Now, they were nearly 30 points down before 20 minutes were on the clock in that game. Castleford made plenty of changes. Wakefield came back into the game in the second half. They'll be well aware of the importance of not going behind on this scoreboard early, Terry.
Of course, Brian, the way you start games, that if you can start games and you're in the game on 30 minutes, you make sure that what you've got to do is keep with Castleford. Adam Milner, he was quality when they played here at the DW last week. He was man of the match, and Wakefield have got to go set for set, hit for hit with him, and just back themselves.
Quick prediction, Terry?
I'm going to go with Cass. Playing at home, Brian, I think they'll get the points.
Yeah, I'll go Cass as well.
Okay, the teams are out on the pitch. This is one to whet the appetite, and to take you through it is Bill Arthur, accompanied by Phil Clark and John Wells.
And this is a great sporting venue to be at on a day like this, with a near capacity crowd expecting great things from their heroes. Those heroes have shown great things already this season, especially for the Tigers fans. Their team sitting top of the Super League table and playing some exhilarating rugby league football. But Wakefield have played their part in being an entertaining side this season as well. So between the two of them, we could be in for some fireworks, and points aplenty, because these two sides have got the armoury for that. And who will get the chance to show it? They'll both be out to deny each other the opportunity to show their wares in as far as the attacking side of the game goes. And defence is going to be very important for these two sides. They'll be well aware of the threat the opposition poses. And don't write off Wakefield. 3 wins in a row, 5 wins from the last 6 matches. Chris Kendall is the referee for this one. Wakefield will get us underway. Castleford will be attacking the Weldon Road end of the ground, packed with their supporters. The other end of the ground, the railway end, is pretty busy as well with Wakefield fans. We're ready to get underway at the Menderhose Jungle. And Castleford get first touch of the ball.
The Tigers, well, they're running towards a Weldon Road end, as you say, Bill. Packed and fuller than I've seen for a long time. And it's that level of expectation now. Expectation that the Castleford Tigers will deliver not only a win on Good Friday afternoon, but a win in some style.
Well, stopping big men like Gadwin Springer is the first task that Wakefield know they've got to do. Stop Castleford in the middle and you give yourselves a better chance, but the Tigers get that roll of momentum. The passing and attacking skills is legendary.
Well, they're over the halfway line for the Castleford Tigers. That's the 5th tackle.
Go last.
As Milner plays the ball and Ben Roberts hoists the kick. Tom Johnston is underneath that one for his first touch of the ball, and he'll be glad to get that into his hands.
Go. That's 1.
Yep. sitting Tom Johnson, one of the most dangerous kick
Oh,
returners.
they've lost possession, but the penalty is awarded.
Well, is it high tackle? That's what the referee's indicated.
No, Luke. Luke.
Gale's making a
Still
point
can't
to the
make contact
referee
with the head.
here.
It's a penalty.
Well, there's a slip going
Yeah,
into the
Ben, still
tackle.
can't make
Roberts
contact
over
with
the
the head.
top.
Bill Tupou loses the ball, but the referee instantly blows the whistle. And we're just checking here now whether the left centre for Wakefield is going to be okay to continue and play on. The physio, not sure what that signal means.
He's got all his teeth still, I think.
Well, he's caught him there, and you can see Bill Tupou in distress as he went down.
To be fair to Ben Roberts going into the tackle, there's not an awful lot you could do other than collect him in the side of the head. Tupou's a big man and he's a strong man, and I'm sure he'll, when he gathers his senses, the doctors will make the assessment as to whether he has to go off and sit out the mandatory head test period. Yeah, there's a slip there, left foot goes underneath him. Very difficult to avoid a head-eye collision. Just going back to what I was saying about Ben Roberts, putting Tom Johnston, one of the most dangerous broken field runners in Super League, under a high ball, not to force a mistake, but to sit him on one spot, good kick chase, and reduce any yardage that he might make off the back of it.
Penalties here.
And Chris Kendall just having a word with Ben Roberts, acknowledging the fact that he slipped, did Bill Tupou as he went in. Ben Roberts just goes, I think, just over to check on Bill Tupou as he left the field there. And immediately Dean Hadley comes onto the field.
He does look a little dusty, doesn't he, Tupou? Sometimes the ones that look the most innocuous are the ones that can really rattle you. Wakefield will really want to see him back on the field, but of course his health and safety is paramount.
So just not even with 2 minutes on the clock, and Wakefield have been forced into a change. Bill Tupou has been ever present for them so far this season. Solid in the centres for them. The former New Zealand Warrior. And here's David Fafita up to the halfway line. 3 tackles gone.
Hold. Go third.
Trinity play the ball, and Kyle Wood to Matty Ashurst. Ashurst has had a good start to the season. He too has been ever present, the former Saints man.
Go, that's 4.
Bricks. Arundel, former Castleford player, made 44 appearances for the club, Joe Arundel. He takes the tackle, it's the 5th, so the kick is hoisted by Williams. Neat one into no man's land territory, and Fafita picks it up. Still last, he's over! He almost ambled over for that try.
And it's actually the result of a missed kick by Sam Williams. You get the replay of this. It's come off the side of his boot. It's dropped between Castleford players. Lack of communication there, and you do not invite men of this size and this ability.
Well, he wants to practice kick a bit more often, I think, John, because what makes it such a dangerous kick is that it goes to a part of the field where none of the Tigers players particularly think it's their responsibility to catch. The winger doesn't come in for it, neither can the centre get back. And from 10 metres out, so early in the game, he's got that try scoring in him, hasn't he? Waits for the ball, comes up, and the Wakefield side will be delighted here. You know what? You need an element of luck to beat the Tigers this season, and they've had the first portion of it. He scored over, and that's the first 4 points for the Trinity in front of the fans. Jogging back to position, he's got a spring in his step. Hasn't
he made an impact for the Wakefield Trinity side as well? Big smile on his face, big character. And Sam Williams, who maybe I was a little off with him to start with, maybe that wasn't a missed kick.
Second try of the season for Fafita. Williams from the sideline, on target. What a start for Wakefield. The setback of Bill Tupou being taken off inside 2 minutes. And a penalty awarded, and ultimately from that situation, Fafita scores the first try of the game.
Well, all teams now attempt to get and catch the kick. It's too much of a risk, isn't it, to allow your opponents to have a second chance at it. Tom Johnson's trying to offer himself as a pass out wide, but the big front rower doesn't need him.
Tom Johnson's decision to keep his shape as well, that was important. Gave Fafita that extra yard or two he needed to get on the outside of Jake Webster. Poor start by the Tigers. Great start by Fafita, this man, Bill.
Here's Fafita now.
Ruiz, go
plays the ball. Just didn't really get into first gear in that try-scoring moment. Just sort of trundled over, but it was too much for Castleford to handle. Here is Arundel, battling his way upfield to win some yards for Wakefield. Then they go across the field. It's with Mitchell. Good.
Impressive performance from them last week. You need a man in the middle who'll keep taking your side forward. There's a roll here, isn't there, now from Wakefield from that kick-off set. They're going to get into another attacking kick. Let's see where they put this one.
Arona is tackled. That's the fifth.
Go. Last.
And it's going to be another kick. Will they handle this one from Williams? Well, Hardacre is underneath that one. Hardacre gets it, and then he's got by Danny Kerman.
Stand, wait.
Kerman has made his presence felt.
Time off.
It was a simultaneous catch and hit, and Kerman's collected him around the face. There's a little blood coming from the nose of Zach Hardacre.
Need to get back on side.
Not a lot in that. No, certainly no malice in it. It's a well-timed tackle. Perhaps that left arm just sneaks up.
Well, the nature of the game is that there's a physical contact involved, and Danny Kerman knows that Zach Hardacre is one of the best players Castleford have got. He's got to do whatever he can to take some steam out of him.
Play on. Still one.
Castleford keeping the ball alive at some risk there. Webster was alert.
Right, something Greg Eden's not afraid to do, is it? Anywhere on the field.
McMeekin now motoring. Your teammates have got to be on the same wavelength for that sort of thing. As the ball's kept alive again. The Tigers supporters urging their team on to throw another pass. Minikin plays the ball. Holmes now. Thought he'd seen a gap, but the ball is spilled. And Wakefield gobble it up through Scott Griggs.
We saw evidence, though, didn't we, of what has helped Castleford to get to the top of the table. Some quick runs, some offloads, and brilliant skill and natural attacking attitude of the team, isn't it, to capitalise on space in front of it. They've lost the ball there, and it's a relief for Wakefield. But when they've hurt opposition this year, they've done it in rapid bursts. 2 or 3 tries in a 5 or 10 minute period, and they can spring to life at any moment.
Yeah, I think they announced themselves with that win over Warrington round 2. Before that demolition of Leeds, 3 tries in 7 or 8 minutes. But Wakefield are putting it up to them.
Johnson is bundled into touch by the Castleford supporters, by the Castleford players, right in front of those supporters in the main stand.
Castleford ball.
And if you talk to people down at the Tigers over the last 2 or 3 weeks, the one thing fans have been critical about is the way that they've started games. The biggest worry for Darryl Powell and the coaching staff is that these guys start to believe their own hype.
Well, they've dealt with the threat of Tom Johnston there. We've seen him in great form. A couple of tries against the Catalan Dragons last time on Sky.
Down, guys.
Darryl Powell,
we need another player
alongside him, just makes an early note.
Jake, bind.
His side get
Loose
head and feed. In the sunshine, we've had a bit of rain early part of the day.
Out!
But the gloom has lifted. The pitch at the moment in sunlight.
Move,
conditions really in favour of a good, full, fast game.
2. Movement, Tina! Back.
Lynch.
Wait, go. 2, well done.
Plays that ball. McShane. Gale now. Gale. Hardacre joining in, but Ben Jones Bishop wrestles him to the ground.
Hold. Go. 3.
Luke Gale. Milner. Roberts now. Roberts and McMeekin in. Roberts is away, and Roberts will get the Castleford Tigers on the scoreboard. Oh, Willie.
Time off.
Well, that's outstanding.
I've got tackle 3. I've got to try.
We'll see what the
check a possible obstruction on for Peter, please.
Yeah, it's a possible obstruction call. It looked to me like it was the changing direction from Roberts that caught the Wakefield defence. Let's have a look.
Well, they do what they do, don't they? Shift the ball wide here. Now there's a question in the middle of the field. Does Gadwin Springer make contact with big number 20? The guy with the socks down, the one you've seen score the try just a moment ago. Number 20 on his back. Is this an obstruction? Does Springer prevent him from making any effort to get across there?
Well, he's caught it beyond the outside shoulder. He's able to move on. There's 2 passes in between times. I think they call that back for an obstruction. They're ruling off a perfectly good try.
It looks and it feels like a try in the commentary box. Does it to the video ref? That's his decision.
Robert Hicks is the video ref for this one.
Significant part played by Mike McMeekin. I know they're checking to see whether it's a penalty, but just watch the big back rower does. Some people are saying that he should be playing for England at the end of the year in the World Cup. His name's not quite as famous as his other contenders in the back row, but McMeekin's been important now in setting that play up for Ben Roberts, and I think getting the Tigers back level.
Well, Robert Hicks just checking on the grounding, and there's no doubt about that. And Ben Roberts will surely be awarded his second try of this season.
Yeah, just go, Brooker.
Roberts' try is confirmed,
yeah,
and that was just so typical of what we've seen from the Castleford Tigers this season. So slick.
The try is finished really well by Ben Roberts. The question, I'm glad that there's not an absolutely strict interpretation of this rule, because Gadwin Springer does impede that sideward movement from Fafita, but I think on balance the video referees has made the decision that there's enough opportunity for Fafita and there's enough time elapsed there. He's not knocked to his feet, he's not knocked to his backside, able to contribute. Great finish, kick to come.
Ben Roberts only got one try last season. That was against Wakefield, so he's got one this season, and Luke Gale has got another goal to add to his already growing tally. 46 now for the season for Gale, and the scores are level, courtesy of the Samoan internationals. Wonderful footwork.
Well, we've got to really enjoy the contribution from Ben Roberts here. His balance, evasion, and then acceleration, I think, completely made this. He's slowed down at one point, gets the ball back, and then pushes hard to make sure he scores.
Oh, the restart.
Yeah, it's gone. He's kicked it. His foot's over the dead ball line, so the ball has gone out of play. That rule's still allowed in the rule here. He's got a foot over the dead ball line. His hand touches the ball, which carries it straight out of play. Regan Grace could have probably tried this at Wigan earlier today.
No, it's smart play. That's smart play, is that?
Wait, Jay!
Woodward's bought them 60 metres.
Well, the last thing you want to do is invite Castleford to attack you after they've just scored a try. This is really where they get excited.
Movement!
Joel Monaghan managing to turn that situation to the Castleford Tigers' advantage, and Lynch, what lovely footwork from the big man, Andy Lynch.
Kyle! Hold, go.
Directly behind this ruck. At the start of the play was Zach Hardacre, breaks late, gives the opposition very little time to assess where he's going to end up in the line. That particular play breaks down. That's something to keep your eyes on as you go through this game. The starting position of Hardacre.
McShane, once a Wakefield, drifts across the field. Gale's pass behind Greg Eden, so he skips back in field looking for an opening in the Wakefield defence. Nothing doing, tackled just inside the 20. Here is Roberts again, a threat. Oh, the threat this time is Jake Webster, and it is back-to-back tries, and they have been punished at Wakefield. Put that down to Joel Monaghan's quick thinking up the other end of the field. And Jake Webster, 33 years of age, still going strong, and maybe going strong for another season after this. And Castleford, from 6-0 down, have come to a 10-6 lead.
The little things make a big difference in this sport. Not being able to put the kick for a restart in the field of play has invited a penalty, put Castleford inside the opposition 20, and made that look easy. It was almost like touch rugby the way he's gone through the gap. Bill Tupou has left that side of the field through a head injury. It's certainly no excuse for the reason that Jake Webster's run through there without anybody slowing him down. Never mind trying to stop him. Good backup try. It's
Dean Hadley he's gone through, and I do feel for him. He's not a centre, he's a back rower. It's a very difficult position to play, probably against one of the best teams in Super League for exploiting that area of the field on the fringes. It's a great change of angle from this man. And hasn't his career enjoyed a real Indian summer, real resurgence late on in his career. He looked finished 2 or 3 years ago.
Thanks, Brooker.
And he gives Ben Roberts a very gracious pat on the head and a gesture of gratitude from Jake Webster for the delicious pass that he served up to him on a silver platter.
It did look easy, didn't it?
There's a silver platter awaiting somebody at the end of this one, of course.
Is it a platter this week? Oh, it was a salver. Isn't it a salver for the first 8 weeks?
It's been called worse than that.
So Luke Gale, 100% huge point scorer for the Tigers this season. His career stepped on another level under the tutelage of Darryl Powell, Ryan Sheridan and Danny Orr. He looked to make this a 6-point gap.
He's better from the right than the left out wide this season. He has been slightly more accurate here with the right. Left side conversion about 55%. He's about 65 over that side, and This is one I think you'll fancy here now.
Quite rightly. Gale on target. Castleford ahead by 12 points to 6. Webster with the try scorer in his 5th season at the Castleford Tigers. Jake Webster.
Yeah, and it's a change of line. Hadley is not making those repeated looks up as a natural three-quarter would do to assess where his opposite number is. Looking at the ball, looking at what Roberts was doing with the ball, about to do with the ball. Meanwhile, his opposition centre, the man who he's covering, well, he's changed his line and he's walked through a yawning gap.
The word from the sideline is that Bill Tupu is going to be able to come back on. And they'll be hoping that he can get back out there and shore up their defence, which was exposed or has been exposed twice now in that vicinity.
Move, Kyle!
He's springing out. McShane, 37-year-old Andy Lynch, his 440th Super League appearance today. Now he's just behind Kevin Sinfield as far as appearances goes, all time. Tupu waiting to come back into the action. Gale hoists the kick. Despite the pressure, it's not a bad one. And Tom Johnston gathers the ball and is then gathered in by Zach Hardacre. A knock on, says referee Chris Kendall.
Well, they've had to pay very, very close attention to this man, and why not? As Phil said pre-game, some of the stuff he's done has been quite spectacular.
Well, as the left winger, he's almost caught that in the position of the fullback, hasn't he? Griggs was over wide on this, close to the touchline, centre field, and then he's got up and, well, the referee says it's a knock-on.
It's the smallest of bobbles, it's a loss of control. He's not out of position there by being under and around the sticks. It's a perfectly natural thing to do when the fullback's covering the short side, but that error could prove very costly.
Oh, I tell you about it. There isn't a team better in Super League getting close to opponent's try line, and within 5 play of the ball, they usually score. There's a try coming here, so Castleford. They've taken the standards they've set this season. They've been deadly near their opponent's line.
Head in the scrum, yep. Head in. Stay on, ball in.
Well, they were punished a moment ago for that restart that went straight out. As Springer is upended. Castleford attacking the end of the ground, packed with their supporters who didn't like that. Hardacre now.
That's a good read defensively. Excellent read from Ben Jones-Bishop in defence. Gave Hardacre so little time to get the ball away.
And just managing to slow them down a bit, the Wakefield defenders. Here's Lynch now. At 8 metres out again. Fafita doing a good job, probably pushing the referee's patience to the limit, but he got away with it. But Webster going into that corner again and heading out of play as well. Good defence from Wakefield on that occasion. And their supporters up at the other end of the ground give their side praise for that, and Bill Tupu back on the field and immediately involved in it.
2 great bits of defence. This is the second one. The tackle from Tupu just back on the field on Jake Webster to prevent a try-scoring opportunity. Chris Chester will be very, very happy with having this man back on the field, but I tell you what, I'd be even more happy with the tackle by Ben Jones-Bishop, the read coming in, because that will be something that they would have spent hours on the training field in the lead up to this week. Well done, Ben Jones-Bishop.
Well, now Wakefield have a real job on their hands to try and get back upfield, and look at that on Joe Arundel.
Serious defence, isn't it? That's really intensive. I mean, the Castleford crowd love it when the team score a try, but I think they started to get equally as excited when they have to tackle. Enjoy the pain that they dish out.
Well, they were looking to dish out some pain to Kyle Wood there and almost inflicted pain on each other. The Castleford defenders, so enthusiastic were they to try and get hold of Wakefield's number 9.
Go, stay out, Oliver.
Here's Arona.
Play on, play
Paul
on.
pops out from the tackle there. Here is Kyle Wood. Wood, change of direction. Arona again. This time he can't smuggle the ball out.
Last, back, go, last.
5th tackle.
David, give 10.
Miller.
40.
Booming kick from him. And Monaghan trying to use some trickery again there, but this time it didn't come off.
What? You've got a 40.
It's close. It's just that left toe.
Oh, or was it?
Well, the toucher has to make a decision, and he thinks his foot's on the line.
I think his left toe, the first time he plants his left toe.
He's got no option though. It's a brilliant kick. He has to try and catch it, and then he can't stop his balance.
It was. Let's comment on the kick, shall we? Because I think it was a first-class kick from Jacob Miller. They'd made 40 metres because of that vicious defence from the Tigers. That's the best possible outcome for Wakefield.
Down, guys.
Only really the second look at this Tigers line inside the opening 15 minutes.
Yep, ball in. Go on, mate. Ball in.
The Wakefield, having led 6-0, have an opportunity now to see if they can find a way through Castleford's defence again. They'll get a penalty.
I spoke to you, Oliver.
Milner and Ollie Holmes.
Clear the up.
So, penalty. Close in for Wakefield. Great opportunity for them here.
Go, that's one.
Wood. Rona. Grix. Oh, poor pass. He was struggling there, and Roberts gathers that ball up. And Roberts, trying to outpace the cover, is tackled into touch.
It's a knock-on by Wakefield first.
And the referee, I think, is going to bring him back to where the original knock-on occurred.
We call that the free play, don't they? He's trying to take advantage of the fact that Wakefield have lost the ball.
Time off.
Well, there's no advantage taken, is it? They've lost ball by going over this play, so they'll get the ball again from the scrum here.
Well, we'll take it right back to why that breakdown happened. It's a poor ball from Scott Griggs. I think maybe he lost his footing as well. Johnston's right arm knocks on, so free play. Once that break had been made, I'm tempted maybe even to put back inside there. You're starting your set from a much better position on the field. But who am I to comment? Well, Ben Roberts in fine form. The Tigers
I've got the whistle,
scoring at will almost in Super League in 2017.
Bill Tupou it was who made the tackle.
Pat down.
His head is
Not
on.
any progress.
Back, guys.
Obviously
Wait for the
cleared.
out call, Danny. Pat down.
It'll be a big relief to have him
Got
back
a
out
ball.
on the field.
Ball.
Castleford about to make a couple of changes by the look of things.
It's interesting, isn't it? We're looking
Okay,
at the
guys,
team
pat
that are
down.
top of the
Down
table,
side, Danny.
and in many people's
Head
opinion,
in.
they've got the best
Head in.
players
Go on,
starting
Ben,
on the
ball in.
substitute bench. Grant Millington and Junior Moores have been two of the standout performers in the Super League this season.
One.
Millington
Move,
was a
Tina!
doubt going into this game.
Right.
There he is on
Go
the right
on.
because of a head knock he'd received a couple of weeks ago.
Two.
Had to have
Move,
another
David!
visit to the doctor last night just to get final clearance to play. No chances being taken in that respect.
Well, these two are both genuine ball players as well. Hard to put down, attract defenders. Junior Moores, plenty of metres after contact. Grant Millington, well, he's a half-back in a prop forward's body. Keep your eyes out for those 40-20.
40-20 attempt from Luke Gale, and he's successful with it. His third successful 40-20 of this season.
Well, before the game, he was on the pitch. He must have tried 50 or 60 of those, both to the left and the right. With his first one in the game in live action, he's pulled it off.
And Castleford will try and convert another piece of wizardry from their number 7, Luke Gale, into points. They might go for two here. It's a penalty, bang in front of the posts. It's not in their nature. McShane, here is Gale now. Gale, and they will convert it into 4 through Ollie Holmes. Holmes, from that penalty, gets his first of the season. And the 40-20 from Gale bears fruit for the Castleford Tigers.
Let me tell you how impressive that is. They get a penalty, they spurn the 2 points, but on the very first play, everybody remained in position. They all knew exactly what they would have done had they had the opportunity from the play the ball. There's the 40-20. Johnston's got no chance. And from the resulting tap, the penalty's given away underneath the sticks, holding on too long, Junior Moores. And when McShane gets to say so, it's the quickest of taps. The guys are all still in position. That's really impressive. Subtle little outline from Oliver Holmes. He's missed a lot of rugby in the last 6 months. He'll be very, very pleased to get over there. Darryl Powell will be even more chuffed.
If we're being honest though, you'd expect Sam Williams at this level to slow down the man with the ball. They've been walked through on the left-hand side of the field. I know Tigers here just push him away, don't they? Swats him away like a fly.
Only second start of the season for Ollie Holmes. and he likes scoring against Wakefield. There's the second row. He got 3 against them last season. And Luke Gale, the Tigers' points machine. 2 more to his name. He's racking them up this season. He's racking the 40-20s up. 3 of those, another goal, and another try for Castleford.
Look at the nonchalant way in which he starts the set. McShane, little bobbled kick. The defence wasn't the best, I'll grant you, but that shape asks so many questions of a defensive edge.
Well, in the 5 previous games that Wakefield have played against Castleford, the Tigers have scored almost 250 points, and unless they can improve the defence in the next hour, there's a chance to go and get another 50 or so here tonight.
His Lords now takes some stopping, and eventually the 3 Wakefield defenders do, and they force the knock on.
They put some effort and some wrestle into this tackle on Junior Moores, who, as you've commented on, can offload it. He's got to hold on to it too, hasn't he, in the tackle. His arm's twisted and turned, and it's a 3-man, 1-man wrestle, isn't it? 3-1, and he's lost the ball.
Yeah, it's Junior Moores' responsibility there. He's the ball carrier. His responsibility to keep control. Not an out-and-out strip. Yeah, there's some pressure on the arm. Yes, there's plenty of pressure up top. But again, Wakefield opportunity now. You don't go for the 10 out of 10 here. You've been under the cosh. Get a repeat set. Get to the end of your set, first of all. Get a repeat set. Ask a couple of questions.
Score, John.
And spend some time down here. You've got to earn the right to spend time down here. You've been gifted that.
Good defence. Webster up very quickly to close down Bill Tupu. Here is Matty Ashurst now for Wakefield. About 12 metres out. To the left of the post as they look at it. Williams, and now Grix, change of direction from him. Anthony England off the bench. Castleford's defence standing firm. Haven't yielded much ground. Ashurst tries to earn a bit more there. 4 tackles gone as Arona is brought down. Wood will fancy it himself and try and burrow over, but he's held up.
He's held up. This is going to be the last tackle.
That's significant as well. They take the tackle on the try line.
It's going to be the last tackle.
Seen this before. The Tigers, they don't want to push you away from the try line. They want to take you over. Why? Because it's going to buy you 10 metres. Smart stuff. It's well coached.
Let's go, Kyle. Last tackle. Let's go.
So on the last, and Williams hoists the kick, and it's claimed by Joel Monaghan. It's real battle there, and there's a player down. It's Webster who's in trouble, I think, on his own try line.
No, it's much more decisive from those Tigers outside backs, following the debacle that led to the first try of the game to Fafita. It's a huge overcall from Monaghan. He's got up, and well, Webster's had his head shrunk between Tupu and the charging Monaghan, but he'll not blame his Castleford wing partner for being dominant there. It's exactly what you need.
Webster's
okay, Joel.
Up on his feet.
Joel, let's go. Tackle 1.
Very tough cookie, the former Hull Kingston Rovers centre.
2. Move, Mitch. Wait.
And
go
Castleford. The last time they were in this sort of territory, Gale came up with that 40-20.
There's some urgency now about Wakefield's defence. Those 2 players, those efforts were... He wants to close down Castleford. Grant Millington, though, with 3 men around him, has made 5 metres after contact.
4, go.
McShane does well, Paul McShane, bumping and barging his way forward. That's the 5th tackle. Gale, always available, Luke Gale, hoists the kick. Johnston is underneath this one. Webster confronts him, and Webster brings the winger down.
It's a very deliberate ploy. They've done that. They've messed it up, though, by hanging on too long, hands around the ball. You can see what the theory is. He's a hugely dangerous runner, is Tom Johnson, so you take all the space away from him with ball in hand, just a little too much there.
Very sly. And Jake Webster waves away Matt Crowther, who's trying to just mop up a bit of blood on his brow. Here's Anthony England now.
Surrender!
Made 2 appearances for the Castleford Tigers back in 2005.
And here's another former Tiger, isn't it? Craig Hubert.
Made a few more appearances, he did, 242.
Well, as the game wears on, if he can get his hands free, he's on a nice pass to him as Arona goes through the centre.
Arona is looking for some support. Williams couldn't get to him. Can Wakefield capitalise? Castleford backtracking, forward pass. Groans the Castleford crowd. Chris Kendall, the referee, saw nothing wrong with that. 12 metres out they are. Miller plays the ball. Hubie. Grix, little kick for Ben Jones-Bishop to chase. Shoot too strong, and Grix frustrated by that.
Just a little too much on it from Grix. But Tini Arona has looked hugely dangerous. I'm not sure the kick needed to be put in there.
Let's go.
Certainly, if you're going to do it, it's got to be a much better quality.
Just goes to show you how important kicking is now, doesn't it? I mean, the kick out on the floor, there's about 20 or 30 kicks happen in a match, very often determine the winner. We saw in the Saints-Wigan derby, George Williams' skill to put the kicks inviting for his teammates. Sets up so many players and so many tries now.
Move, Kyle!
Well, Chris Chester will be concerned about the meterage that Wakefield are giving up. The meters after contact. Let's look at this again. Meekin, 2 or 3 pulling through the tackle. There's one of many. You have to shore that up if they want anything out of this game.
Roberts just shrugs off the first attempt to tackle him. He's then taken by the collar. Knock on, was it? No, it's a penalty, says the referee. There were Wakefield hands in there.
I watched this guy against Huddersfield last week. He was unplayable at times. He's found fitness, had a horrific injury, missed the vast majority of last season, but he's showing Castleford Tigers fans now why he was such an astute purchase.
A really bad foot injury did Ben Roberts. Only made 5 appearances last year.
Here's Jesse
Seniford, exactly. Scorer of that cracking try against Wigan last time out when he ran over the top of the Wigan defenders. Now here's Sakardacre. That's another penalty. That's a high shot on the Castleford fullback. Danny Kermond is spoken to.
It's a little fatigue that's creeping into this Wakefield defence now. They're having to work really hard to try and stop this Castleford Tigers roll. The loose arms come, they start to creep up. Look at the effort that's going in here from Wakefield to try and repel Castleford Tigers.
Millington plays the ball. McShane, Senny Lafau trying to use his strength again, but this time Wakefield are able to stop him. More as it was. McShane. Here is Jesse Senny Lafau. Wakefield keeping them at bay at the moment. But can they keep Millington at bay? No, they can't. The big men were rumbling forward. One tried, then the next, and eventually it was Millington who cracked Wakefield's defence.
Well, we saw the silk earlier on from Gale and from Roberts in particular. Well, that was the bludgeon, wasn't it? The sledgehammer approach. Notwithstanding the little soft hands that put Millington through the gap, but they knocked and they knocked and they knocked. And the fatigue was showing on the faces of these men. Millington the beneficiary. Tigers, they move into a 22-6 lead.
Well, you know what, if you want to win the grand final, you need a variety of players and a variety of different ways in which to score tries. And Castleford have shown that so far this season. Out wide, in the middle, through kicks, through passes, offloads. The combination as a team is the reason why they're currently sitting at the top of the table.
Grant Millington's second try of the season. He missed last week's game because of that head knock. And return for this one. And he's such a nimble guy. For a big forward, he's got great footwork.
Aren't there some interesting routines before kicks these days? You think about Ashton Golding at Leeds, Mark Sneed at Hull, and then whatever this is, the bus conductor from Luke Gale.
Well, it works. Another success, 24 points to 6. Well, lots of waving and pointing going on.
Well, it's going to be hard, but it's not impossible here for Wakefield to conceive of a comeback. You know, the last time, February 2015 on this ground, they were behind 22 points to 6. I know it's 24, but they actually came back and won that game. It would take an almighty turnaround and probably a lapse in concentration from the Tigers. But the Wakefield side do have the potential They can start to string something together, but the defence near their own line hasn't been strong enough.
That's a penalty. Well, Castleford won all 3 against Wakefield last season. They've won each of the last 5 against them since 2015. So history not on Wakefield's side in this fixture. And we will see Wakefield in action again on Easter Monday when they are at home to the Wigan Warriors. Victors over St Helens already today. Easter Monday, 2:30 on Sky Sports 2, and followed at 5 by the Castleford Tigers against another side in great, by the Catalan Dragons against another side in great form, the Salford Red Devils. That's at 5 o'clock here on Sky Sports. Gale, that was a forward pass. Rare misjudgment from the Castleford attack, and Gale not sure about that.
I thought maybe there was a hiatus on forward passes today. We've seen some line balls so far in this game. That one was. Yeah, there's no real issue there, no real complaints.
10 metres, guys!
The chance then for Chris Chester's men to breathe in some air.
Let's pat down weight on me.
Complete a set. That'll be the immediate instruction coming out from Sam Williams to the rest of his men. Complete this set.
Show some spirit here now. Come on, you're 18 points behind. There's a long time to go. But prove that there's some fight left in you.
Joe Arundel, a Castleford player from 2009 to 2013, plays the ball. Anthony England taken to ground on the 40-metre line.
Back. Wait, go 2.
Up to halfway with Hadley.
Back. Wait.
And Wakefield
go 3.
facing a mountain here. Hubie, Miller, Grix
4.
trying to come back in field, but tackled by Ben Roberts. Here's England once more.
Last.
Solid approach from Wakefield this set of 6. That's the 5th tackle. Miller just lofts that ball towards the try line, and they're battling for it. Bill Tupu has claimed the try. What an eventful game the centres had, and Bill Tupu out jumping, out wrestling the Castleford cover and claiming a try, just what Wakefield needed. Heeding the clock, call to arms.
Well, they may struggle to break down Castleford when they're passing the ball, but with the kicks here today, the forward pass has given Wakefield an opportunity. Not everything they throw will come off. The referee says that goes forward. And at the end of the set, having tried their best, but without really much pace or precision on their attack, they put the ball in the air again, and for a second occasion, had some luck with it.
It's a kick that is so well weighted. It gives Tupu the time to get under the ball. It gives Tupu the time to get above Zach Hardacre. It pins Zach Hardacre to a spot in the field where, should Tupu get hold of the ball, he's just got to get it to ground. He doesn't have to beat any more men. It's excellent. It's just they need more of it, much more of it.
Sam Williams then to narrow the gap. Bang on target. And a good response from Wakefield Trinity and from Bill Tupu, considering he was out of the game after less than 2 minutes.
Now here's the stat. The Tigers have conceded an average 14 points per game in 2017, Bill. Tupu's score has just made that 12 in the first 32 minutes. So it augurs well for Wakefield. They're perhaps going to challenge the Tigers more than the average side this season.
Castleford top of the Betfred Super League table going into the Easter weekend. Wakefield were 5th, they're down to 6th after Wigan's win.
But they've been in good form, haven't they? They've been, putting those results together. I think particularly, albeit against a demoralised Widnes side last week, I think they showed a real ruthless streak, which we've not seen at Bellevue for some time.
As mentioned, we'll see them in action on Monday when they host Wigan.
Move back! Wait! Go third.
Here's Hubie now. Big bearded figure in the Wakefield pack.
Go 4. 40. 40.
The kick from Kyle Woods. Inside the 40. Ooh. Nasty bobble for Hardacre to deal with, and in that time Wakefield able to just narrow the gap on the full-back. Joel Monaghan now.
That's the trade-off. The outside backs for the Tigers, they need to get in, need to do some work. So look at that, Monaghan, then Webster. Because of the volume of work that these Tigers pack get through. Quick play the ball, here's Moores.
Just swats aside Dean Hadley, and the next one.
The bloke's a monster.
And he's skillful. Ferocious forward power from the Castleford Tigers, and then wonderful finesse and footwork, and Millington gets his second try. What a score that was from the Castleford Tigers. It had everything. It had power, precision, and the finishing of Grant Millington for his second try of the game.
Wow.
And Castleford responds.
Well, Junior Moores came on and his first involvement was pretty inauspicious with a knock-on. But what he did in the build-up to this try, 1, 2, step, accelerate, 3, 4, pulled through 10 metres, and then Seti Lefeo's skilled Wakefield players set it up for Grant Millington. We said about the impact of Moores and Millington off the bench. Well, hasn't it proved to be true?
It's 2 swings with a sledgehammer and then a surgical cut straight down the middle that puts Grant Millington over for another try. They are a great team to watch, and it's unsurprising here that the Castleford supporters are starting to believe that this year, with Darryl Powell and the coaching team that he has with him, just maybe after waiting what seems like a lifetime for some of them, over 20 years since they last won a trophy in a major final, could this be the year of the Tiger?
Luke Gale, formality for him after that second try of the game for Grant Millington. Third of the season all told for the Castleford Tigers forward. Gale on target again, and Castleford just remind Wakefield of who is the boss at the Menderhose Jungle.
It's a lovely ball back on the inside by Gale, and then the footwork. I told you he was a half-back in a prop-forward body. He's had a week off, he's freshened himself up, and what an impact he's made off the bench. Millington in the 10 shirt. Well, the man who's not on your screen at the moment is Junior Moores. Well, you talk about impact, so that's sensational.
Well, we're only a third of the way through the season, maybe a quarter, I suppose, if you had the playoffs at the end of it. But I'd say Junior Moores is going to be a contender. This rate for a man of steel, I think he's made such an impact this year.
It's not come out of nowhere, though, Phil. He picked up the players' player at the Tigers last season, so I mean, they obviously appreciate what he's doing for this team.
Millington, 3 tackles gone, and rolling forward again with Jesse Senni-Lefau, who flattens Anthony England. To be fair to Anthony England, he was going in the opposite direction. Moores just withstands the challenge there, and the guys on the flank say, come on, let's have a go. Minikin it is who is tackled.
Greg Eden feels like he's not had a pass properly yet. He might get the ball back this side.
Gale, Luke Gale. Gale has got some support from Webster, and Webster will get his second of the game. And the Castleford Tigers are running hot now. Wakefield clutching at shadows there. And Luke Gale, such an influence on this side. Opening up the path for Jake Webster to claim his second of the game. And the Wakefield players shell-shocked. They thought they'd found a way back in, but Castleford have hit them with 2 quick tries. Millington and now Webster.
They play with such a freedom with the ball in the hand, and we'll cover their defence, I'm sure, at a later time, because that's impressive as well. There's someone there who's been given licence to play what's in front of him. Wakefield have mistimed the kick chase. He knows he's going to have people on his shoulder. Just has got the footwork, the presence of mind, but I think most importantly, because of the confidence and the freedom that has been given to him by the coaching staff here and the setup that he's got, that he's allowed to go and play that. He's allowed to potentially come up with a step mistake and not finish a set, and that's the reward you get.
You know when you're watching a good team, when they make it look easy, be it football or rugby. At the moment, the Tigers are making this look too easy, aren't they? They scored 34 points. And at this rate, they get another 34, won't they, before the final hooter.
They look like they're enjoying themselves. I think most of all, don't be under any illusions. There is structure in this side, but they must be given licence, and they must enjoy having that licence.
2 tries in just over 2 minutes. And Gale, another one for him. And heading for half-time, Castleford with a 36-12 lead.
Well, yeah, they go change of direction. It looks, doesn't it, as they're just pushing away the Wakefield defenders, and then even though Tom Johnson stopped Gale from scoring, he can't stop Webster. It's all smiles and kisses at the moment.
Now, what on earth does Chris Chester and John Keir say to his men at half-time? There have been small patches of this game where they've troubled the Tigers, particularly around the ruck, particularly with the line running of Tini Arona, but it's just not been consistent enough. It's not exerted enough pressure, and the Tigers now, well, they're well and truly into the groove.
Wakefield led in this game after under 3 minutes. 6-0 up they were, but really the rest of this first half has been largely the story of the Castleford Tigers attack in all shapes and sizes. That's a rare straight pass. Ben Jones-Bishop looking to get on the end of it, but before he can get there, Greg Eden salvages the situation. And Gale probably be furious at the fact that that pass went wide of the target, puts the kick in, and Johnston runs into the Tigers defenders. Ollie Holmes there, Ben Roberts on the chase. Here's Bill Tupu.
Well, they've had the stuffing knocked out of Wakefield, you can tell, can't you? But they need somebody, an older head here now, to set the way forward. They've got a long way to still compete in this match. It's 30 seconds to the break. Jacob Miller just tries to have a scoop forward. There's a penalty here. He wants to go with it, but the referee says, no, I haven't set the mark. You've got to go back to our blow my whistle. And they'll have, what, maybe 10 seconds to attempt to attack or start to recover.
Craig Hubie. Now Hadley, Miller, Kermond with the offload. Last play of the game, Williams puts the kick in, Hardacre is underneath it, and Hardacre, what's the inclination? Takes the tackle in the end. Just for a moment it looked as though he was going to try and take them all on. That's the sort of mood that the Castleford Tigers are in at the moment. Well, and we have seen the reason why they are referred to as the most entertaining side in Super League in these first 40 minutes.
It's a pretty accomplished first half of football. It's what the fans here came to see. I'd be more interested to hear and to be a fly on the wall in that dressing room, in the Wakefield dressing room, how you remotivate these players.
And the Castleford Tigers dominant in the first 40 minutes of this big local derby match against Wakefield Trinity. 36-12 they lead, and they haven't finished the punishment yet.
We have seen the champions in action today at the DW Stadium. Might we be looking at the champions-elect at the Mendahose Jungle? Wakefield score first through David Fafita, and they score again through Bill Tupo, but in between all of that, Castleford hit them for 6 tries. First half analysis coming up. A brilliant Castleford performance. Well, once Easter is done and dusted, we move to round 11 of the Betfred Super League, and next Friday it all starts over at the Select Security Stadium. We featured Widnes against Warrington last night. We will see Widnes in action again at home. They'll know the size of the task that faces them after watching St Helens today. Impressive in defeat. 7:30 p.m. Sky Sports 2. Warrington, Wakefield Trinity, 2:55 p.m. on Sky Sports 2 also. That's the following day. Right, we are at the DW Stadium, but bringing you the game from the Castleford Mendahose Jungle. Here's a little summary of what's happened so far in this round. Catalans, Warrington, Wigan, and so far Castleford having good days at the office. Hull FC 6-all at the moment, but Ryan Hall has just scored for Leeds, so Leeds have pushed out in front. Gareth O'Brien with the sole score of the game at the AJ Bell Stadium, a 15-minute penalty for them. Right, the tail of the tape at the Mendahose Jungle. Wakefield Trinity, they were first cab off the rank. 6-0 they led after just over 2 minutes. Well, then Castleford came back with a vengeance. They now lead 36 points to 12. Bill Tupou getting the other Wakefield Trinity try, but it has been all Castleford. And Darryl Powell, if he hasn't already, he will pretty soon be having to deal with favourites tag for the Castleford Tigers. And people, they're on everybody's lips, and why wouldn't they be? They have hit now 60 tries for the season in just 9 games. Chris Chester said in the build-up to this game that Castleford are without doubt the best team in the competition. He knew the size of the task. I suppose he would reflect on that first 40 minutes and think his side haven't been terrible, but yet still find themselves trailing by 24 points. Right, Barry, Terry, David Fafita, first score, looked good for Wakefield Trinity early on.
It did, and this is the way that they needed to start the game. David Fafita, too big to handle after only a couple of minutes on the clock, but my word, aren't Castleford a great side to watch? They have threats all over the pitch, and on this occasion, Bill Tupou picked up an injury and Dean Hadley went into the centre. This was the first of the Ben Roberts tries, and Jake Webster scored 2 tries in that first half. This was his first. Oliver Holmes got the next try for Castleford Tigers, but everywhere, all over the pitch, there's strike, pace, power.
And strike off the bench, Terry. Millington, one of the substitutes available to Darryl Powell.
Yeah, even the big fellas, look at the footwork that he's got when he goes at the line. But Wakefield have scored 2 tries. They both come from kicks, and that looks like the only way that they can break Castleford down, the way that they're defending.
That was 24 points to 12 to Castleford after that Bill Tupou try, and then Castleford rammed home 2 late tries, Terry.
Yeah, again, footwork at the line from some of the bigger fellas. And this man, when he goes at defences, he doesn't half scare you the way that he attacks them, and Jake Webster backing up the captain, Luke Gale.
It's the clustering of the scores for Castleford that is most damaging. Not just one, but they back it up with a second.
Yeah.
We've seen it throughout the season. They did for Warrington at the Halliwell-Jones Stadium in the same manner. Same against Leeds at the Mendehoes Jungle. They don't just score the one, Barry. They back it up with 2-3 efforts in a row.
When they get momentum, they're so difficult to stop, and it seems to get the back up. The fact that they've scored a try, they feed off their energy, and it's just a great side to watch. You'd love to play in Cass Tigers' team at the minute, wouldn't you?
Chris Chester, how will he be feeling at half-time, Terry? I thought they weren't terrible, but find themselves like in quite a hole at the moment.
Well, they're defending on the back foot. They're going backwards. The Cass are playing the game at their speed. The rucks are too quick for Wakefield to control. You look at Zach Hardaker out the back. He's the big indicator, Brian, that when they look as though they've got some very good depth, that's the side that they're going to go. Zach Hardaker chiming across the back. You've got to make sure that you number up wherever he is, identify it, and just make sure that you bar up in that next set.
You're watching this game, you're sensing a hunger in Wakefield to perform, to do well. Give them some hope, and give Wakefield fans watching this game some hope for this second 40 minutes.
It's difficult because...
What can they take out of this game?
What you said, they haven't been that bad. They've just come up against a very good side, and if they have their fair share of possession, they can get some field position, they can threaten the line of their opponents, they can get that scoreboard ticking. But I just think Cass are too good.
When teams are on, Brian, teams are on, aren't they? And Castleford at the minute, they're just too hot to handle. And Wakefield, they've got to go out there, do the basics well, play the game down as far away from their try line as possible, and give themselves a chance.
OK, they have put the base together, the Castleford Tigers. Now the icing on the cake may come in the second half. 6 tries in the first half. Wakefield have it all to do to pull themselves back into this game. Have some talented players on the field, but they are coming up against the best side in Super League, table-topping Castleford Tigers. We are halfway through our third fixture that we're bringing you on Sky Sports over Easter. Third of 5. The other 2 are on Easter Monday, where Wakefield will be in action at home against the champions Wigan, who were victorious today over St Helens, 2:30 p.m. on Sky Sports 2. And then on Easter Monday, Catalan, who had that win on Wednesday night against Huddersfield, host Salford, who are currently 2-0 up against Lee at the AJ Bell Stadium. And the other game today over the KCOM Stadium, well, Leeds are pulling away from Hull. They lead currently 24 points to 6 coming up to half-time there. At the Mendehoes Jungle at half-time, it's 36 points to 12 to the home side, the league leaders, the Castleford Tigers. Wakefield scored first through Fafita, And then Castleford hit back. 60 tries now they have got for the season. And Wakefield Trinity, well, they have an uphill task to get anything out of this match. We can go over now to your commentary team. They're led by Bill Arthur. We will hear from him and, of course, Phil Clark and John Wells. Over to you, Bill.
Darryl Powell taking the applause of the Castleford Tigers supporters, who are very happy at half-time, as well they might be after that first half performance from their side. Second half ready to get underway. These two sides playing not just for rivalry of the West Yorkshire variety, but also for the Adam Watine Trophy. That's being presented to the winners of this game at the end of the match, and looks as though the two councillors, Clive and Heather Hudson, will be handing it to Luke Gale, the Castleford Tigers captain. The rate this game is going, unless there's anything that Wakefield can come up with in the second 40 minutes to halt the Tigers, who have been imperious in this game. But it's Wakefield in possession and up to the halfway line in the opening minute of the second half. And here's Dean Hadley now.
Well, you'd invariably expect some sort of response in the first few minutes from Wakefield. Castleford are trying to counter that. And Jacob Miller here running at the line, taking them on. I think that they would have talked about the fact that they're a better side than what they showed in the first 40 minutes. We need to rediscover that ability and potential now and display it. There's another high kick causes problems for Castleford.
Joel Monaghan couldn't deal with it. And the referee has said it's zero tackle, and Miller is brought to ground. Is he in a bit of discomfort? Paul McShane just checking on him, I think, as he made the tackle. Miller hobbling away from that. It seems to be okay, but they're up to the 10 metres line. Wakefield. So this is a great opportunity for them at the start of this second half after Monaghan's error. Ashurst spinning, almost finding a way over Matty Ashurst. The ball continues to travel across the field, and it's with Anthony England now. Held, cries referee Chris Kendall, just a couple of metres away from that try line now. Williams, again the changing direction. Griggs, Kerman now. Castleford's defence being examined early on in the proceedings in the second half. Moores with the tackle. Here is Dean Hadley on loan from Hull FC at the moment. That's the fifth tackle. Castleford doing well to withstand the pressure. Williams, Griggs puts a little grubber kick in, and cool as a cucumber, Greg Eden watches that ball go dead.
Don't understand why they ended the set there. Griggs, that's the second time he's put the ball dead. Tupu, the other side of the field, he's already had some joy in this corner under the high ball. Monaghan's come up with a mistake at the start of that set. Why on earth he wouldn't go back there? Ask the question again. I don't know. That's a good response from Monaghan. A mistake to start the half. And again, another sloppy opening minute or two from the Tigers. And this will be the test for them as the season goes on. I don't think there's any doubt now that they are genuine title contenders. It's what happens further down the line and whether they can keep their concentration.
Millington plays the ball. McShane picks up and scoots. Gale, quick hands to Oliver Holmes. Holmes tackled 20 metres out by the Wakefield defence. Quick service from McShane again. Shows the ball for Millington. Does Moores.
Movement, Craig! Back! Wait! Go, last.
On the last. Roberts lofts that ball. Johnston will come and claim it, and is then brought down and kept the ball in the field of play.
He's done really well. It's not just getting up for the ball, it's getting, you know, as soon as you hit the floor.
Webster's in trouble.
I think we'll see a break in play shortly. There's a player, Wakefield player, being treated by the physio and doctor. Hasn't moved for some time now, and sensibly the referee's just stopped the match.
Well, there might be a couple of changes in personnel. That's Joe Arundel.
Well, he's on one side of the field, and on the other, Jake Webster's stretching a hamstring by the look of things.
Yeah. Physio Matty Crowther giving the thumbs up. Maybe just tightened up a little there. It's heavily strapped, must have been something at half-time. Chester's worry will be the condition of Joe Arundel. He's not moved an awful lot. Don't know the circumstances that left him prone on the floor, although that's a clue. There's a little gash underneath the right cheek, and he's been helped from the field.
Was it an incident trying to tackle maybe Junior Moores over that side of the field?
Second head knock for a Wakefield player. Bill Tupu started the game with a problem, and now Joe Rundle is leaving the field against his former club.
Is the injured player off now, Rich?
So he'll go and get a checkup. This might be where it occurred.
Yeah, he's just caught the elbow of Oliver Holmes. Sometimes it's the more innocuous ones that leave you.
Meanwhile, play continues. Johnston kept the ball in the field of play. Fafita. Pardon, it was Hubie who offloaded. Fafita-esque, I would claim.
Already you can see a change. And obviously an instruction at half-time. Go out and play, Wakefield. The offloads there must have been more in the opening 4 minutes of the second half than I've seen in the first 40 from them. At least they're asking questions. They got to the end of the set. Well taken. Good ground cover by Hardacre.
Hardacre comes across and claims the ball and then looks to link up with the Monahan. Claims for a high tackle on the fullback, and Ashurst and he have a little, well, they just had a little word with each other. With a smile as well. Roberts plays the ball. Webster nursing that tightened hamstring. Again, the Tigers forwards able to make yards at the expense of the Wakefield pack. It was Millington that time. Gale. The ball drifts on and even goes down. Minikin, I beg your pardon, goes down.
That's one thing for all Luke Gale's qualities. He's not hit the mark with the frequency we expect from him. That attacking line's broken down more than a couple of times today.
Meakin struggles to get to his feet to play the ball. McShane, Millington, Gale, over the top. Back in field, and still on the last. The referee cries out once again. McShane. Brilliant defence from Wakefield.
Brilliant defence, isn't it? To start the second half, they've shown those supporters who've made the effort to come. They're going to make the effort to continue in this game here and do everything they can. Stretch from one side to the other. They'd no right really there, had they? But they did what they needed to do to prevent a try, and more commitment and effort like that in defence will give themselves a better chance here today and for the rest of this season.
The only worry for them is the amount of energy that they're expending in doing that. There was arguably 2 or 3 occasions there where they could have shut Castleford down. Those passes, those little interplays before McShane went for the line and upended. Tom Johnson upended by Jake Webster. It's right that these are given for penalties.
Dangerous.
Potentially putting the Wakefield player in a dangerous position. Well, not potentially putting the Wakefield player in a dangerous
Discipline,
position.
Jake! On this next mark.
Again, no malice in it.
It's borderline sinning, isn't it?
Here's Matty Ashurst now for Wakefield. Can they break the shackles? Still waiting for the first points in this second half. 36-12 it remains. Here's Anthony England now.
Move, Paul! Back. Wait, go.
25 metres out, Wakefield are. Sam Williams. Miller. William Finn still waiting on the bench for a chance against his old club.
Wait, go through.
Chris Chester, well, he's
okay.
Finn is out there, in fact, gives the pass. Now Griggs. Now Kermond. But Holmes quickly up on him. Chris Chester started with Miller on this occasion, put Finn on the bench, and here is Finn now. So he's got Finn out there and Williams out there.
Moves there!
And Miller. Short pass. Allgood trying to find a way through, but he's held. And that's the turnover. Last play from Wakefield ends up in the hands of Mitch Allgood.
Well, you make reference to the fact that Wakefield have thrown out all the sort of creative ball players onto the field. We've seen Salford do that more this season. Other teams, well, Castleford, if Rangi Chase comes onto the field, they've got an option of not just having big men, 4 forwards on the bench, but in fact, just watching Rangi Chase on the far side of the field, trying to remind Darryl Powell he's available and ready. He's continually warming up there now, swinging the arms, trying his best to get on the pitch as soon as he can, but his team here now, they'll get to go forward with another penalty. Offside. Well,
it's 20 or 30 easy metres as Rangi Chase looks on. He's lost the mantle as a superstar at the Tigers. And that belongs probably to
Let's go.
Luke Gale, the man who just kicked a touch. Tigers get underway. Senny Lefeo in possession. It's a familiar position for them now.
Movement! Back. Wait.
40 metres
Go,
out,
one.
Shane. Little wave of the hand in one direction, then sends the team
Move,
in the other.
Liam! Hold. Go
To Millington. Millington to Ben Roberts. Roberts pass skips one player and finds Joel Monaghan, and Monaghan cuts in field.
Wait.
Wakefield
Go,
managing to
Chris.
stop his progress. Grixon Tupu it was with the tackling, and Roberts just cheekily holding the ball out. Gale long pass, but
Too many of them.
Minikin couldn't pick it up, right down by his toes.
There's far too many of them. You can't blame
Back to the
Minikin.
ball.
It's yet another poor ball from Luke Gale.
Yeah, I think the passing's gone backwards. I watched them like you did
hold
play
on,
Huddersfield
10
the other week.
metres, don't go early.
Did they score 12 tries and probably should have scored another 12 more, but on a number of occasions the passes didn't find
Right,
the man.
Castleford, let's practice.
The number of
Come on.
opportunities they're creating is amazing.
But that's it. It's not a
Get back.
concern today.
Back,
But
10 metres.
the further this season goes on, and maybe they start to miss a couple of personnel through injury,
Back down, Luke, head in
those
the
become
scrum.
more important
Ball,
because
let's go.
those become the opportunities.
It might be next week. They've got to go to St Helens for their next assignment to the Castleford Tigers.
Hold.
And that'll be an interesting game. And then Hull as well, another away trip. So 2 road trips coming up for the Castleford Tigers. Wakefield, we will see Wakefield in action on Monday. Wakefield's hosting the Wigan Warriors. There you go, Wakefield Wigan, Easter Monday, 2:30. Sky Sports 2 for that one.
Play on. Backward.
An ambitious
Play on.
offload from Ube. It's come off the back of a Castleford player, and the referee says play on.
Catalan Salford, 5 o'clock, our other game on Easter Monday.
Last.
Good Friday action here. Second game of the day. We've seen Wigan see off 12-man
David,
Saints.
do 10.
And now Castleford Tigers leading.
A
That
collision
was
in
a
the air.
big collision.
Ben Jones-Bishop's tried everything he can here. Greg Eden intelligently goes back into the in-goal area to give himself a run-up. There's an arm injury here now for the Wakefield right winger.
He almost got that, did Ben Jones-Bishop.
Oh, and then lands awkwardly.
Okay, guys. This is
Two
going to be
wingmen
zero
in the air,
tackle.
competing for a great kick. It's been Wakefield's best way of trying to score.
It's the arm that he's struggling with.
gonna be
Hyperextended the
zero.
elbow.
Wait, Paul,
It's a
wait.
good job he'd finished that turn in the air before his knee planted, otherwise it would have been a serious injury.
Got some firepower out there on this field. We've got the wingers Eden, Minikin, Johnston and Jones-Bishop among the top 6 try scorers currently in Super League, but Ben Jones-Bishop taking a knock there.
They're tough, these players, aren't
Okay,
they?
Ben.
They're tough.
Wingers
Wingers not noted for
Paul,
the
let's
toughness.
go.
I can imagine Barry and Terry now grimacing to the side of the Pennines. No, professional sportsmen and professional league players,
Hold. Go.
tough as they come.
Offside.
Wakefield trying to get the jump on the Castleford attack.
There's some sort of delay, I think, in the play of the ball, didn't they? And they set off too soon as he just regathers his feet there, Webster.
Back,
It
lads,
almost
back.
fell into the arms of Ben Jones-Bishop. He thought he'd got it for a moment to the wingman. Just went over his head. So the penalty pushes Wakefield back inside their own 20.
Move,
And they're
David!
retreating. You can see there, just at the top of the screen, the players backtracking in the face of Jesse Senny Lefau. Look out!
Move, David!
This time, the opposition are able to stop his progress. They've seen the damage he can do, but the damage isn't limited to him. Hardacre.
Now Wakefield, despite the scoreline, have actually
Move, David!
they've performed best in defence
Hold.
against that
Hold.
famous
Go for
left
it.
edge
Play on,
spread of the
play on.
Tigers.
Here is Millington now. Roberts, booming pass over the top. It was forward, says the referee. Monaghan grounds. But Chris Kendall, the referee, said that ball drifted forward. Shake of the head from Ben Roberts.
Great place. I mean, the referee has called it a forward pass, and him and the touch judge, you're probably right, but just goes to show the vision that the halves have. He's tried to throw it over the top, hasn't he? Over the top and invite him round on the arc.
That's the call.
Touch judge right in line.
Can't doubt it.
Back down, guys!
He's really stretched Wakefield's defence. Tom Johnson's come up and in.
Oh,
Bowling. Out! Jake.
Still would have been a video ref call, I think, for Monaghan's grounding. But as it is, Wakefield survive, still waiting for the first points of the second half. 36-12 the scoreline. Who will they come to? Bill Tupu. Tupu to Johnston. Now then, will we get a chance to see Tom Johnston pace? He's put to ground. Hardacre just managing to put him off balance. Fifita cuts back in field towards the centre of play. Quick play the ball. 3 tackles gone. Quick hands. Ashurst. Ashurst looking for an offload. Nobody there. Couldn't get the ball away. Miller. Fifita again, and they are in here. Has he got that down? Second of the game for David Fifita.
Well, we often see, don't we, a disallowed try at one end. Very, very common that within 60 seconds we get to the other end and the opposite team score. It's exactly what Wakefield and David Fifita have done here to get within 20 points with over 20 minutes remaining. The pass goes up and over, and they call it forward as Tom Johnson tackles the winger. And then Bill Tupou releases Johnston back on the inside. He's quickly cut down. All hands on deck for Castleford. But as they shift the ball here, they've shown greater enterprise and I think enthusiasm in this second half. They've come to cope with what Castleford throw at them, and he cuts through defence and scores a second effort for him. There's some wonderful commitment here now that Wakefield has shown, and it's one of the reasons why they've been ever present in Super League. They never give in.
It was a change of direction on the catch, wasn't it? That took him on the inside of Jesse Senilefeo. And Sam Williams, well, 3 from 3.
Williams on target. Ominous sight though for Wakefield, because Bill Tupou, as Williams was lining that up, Bill Tupou's leaving the field. Rangi Chase looks as though he's about to enter the fray. Darryl Powell probably a bit,
I'm not aware of it though.
dissatisfied
Well,
perhaps with the second half so far.
There'll be a couple of things that he'll be looking at. First will be the performance of Luke Gale, because there's no doubt that's been substandard. I think Ben Roberts has stood up well. Joe Monaghan looks to be the man who's leaving the field.
Wait, Ben.
There'll also be a concern that there's a game in the next 72 hours. And it is Joel Monaghan who leaves the field and Rangi Chase who comes on. Let's see if he can breathe some life into this Tigers side for the remaining 25 minutes of this game.
Well, that's a problem for Wakefield as well. See the Castleford changes there, but Bill Tupou, as I mentioned, limped off while that conversion was being kicked. 36-18 the scoreline. Fifita's try converted by Williams. Rangi Chase on to perhaps run rings around Wakefield's defence. He can do that against a tiring defence. He can also do some defending himself. Hull FC 12 leads 30. Back-to-back home defeats then for Hull FC by the look of things, unless they can turn things round. 6 points apiece. Salford against Lee Centurions, went down to second in the table. Lee having a bit of a dip in form, but that's a good performance from them so far.
And we're now looking at a very dangerous Wakefield side with absolutely nothing to lose, and a question mark about whether Castleford have clocked off here. The concentration is still good enough because they can throw anything they like here now as Hardacre on the right wing now with Ben Roberts at fullback, takes that catch.
Hardacre and Ashurst continuing. They had a little spat earlier on in the second half, and they're still exchanging words off the ball. Former Leeds man and the former Saints man. Well, they've come across each other before, but play continues.
That's a good strong drive from Oliver Holmes. He's left Sam Williams on the ground, maybe heading the wrong place there. That's the sort of thing that can kickstart a half of rugby from you, and it doesn't always need to be the spectacular.
Williams back on his feet to join the defensive line. Here is Millington now.
Last. Move, Liam. Back. Wait.
Millington in trouble. They're falling down all over the place. Chase hoists that kick. Grix underneath it. McMeekin comes to claim him, but Grix gets himself out of trouble for the moment till Webster gets him.
Well, if Wakefield do dream of a comeback, they have to take the kicks, they have to catch those bombs. complete the sets, and then here now that hope that the likes of Hubie or whatever can keep their arms free. When they've kept the ball alive, they've looked more dangerous, but there's seems to be 3 and 4 men now around Castleford's defence. They've upped the urgency in the area without the ball.
Fafita, howls of forward from the supporters on the terracing below us. Here is Liam Finn. Arona, good defence.
Jake Webster's put himself in really strong positions defensively.
He's running around like a Bond villain.
He's not now.
Gone berserk.
He's bent double now.
Kick is a good one. Well claimed by Greg Eden and diffused. Taps at the right point. Play continues with Gale.
Again, some urgency from Wakefield though to recover. They knew it was going to be a quick restart of play. Misdirected pass here, and Wakefield has a chance. I don't know how much energy they've got left here because the work they did in the first half. They're not dead. Come back on this ground 2 years ago to win in dramatic circumstances. In fact, it was 22 points to 6 down with just 12 minutes remaining. It was a remarkable comeback, and with chances like this here now, Castleford giving them the ball inside their own half. They've got nothing to lose.
Castleford went into this game having conceded the fewest tries and points in the competition, and with a points difference that was twice that of any other team.
Hold.
But
well, they've looked a shadow of that in the opening 18 minutes of this second half, and that's largely down to the improved performance of Wakefield. They've taken it to them despite the scoreline.
And they're taking it to them again with Danny Kermond, and Kermond trying to rumble his way towards the try line, gets the pass away, and Ben Jones-Bishop, can he get in at the corner? That's better defence from the Castleford Tigers.
It's a good catch from Greg Eden, wasn't it, to prevent the man getting away from him.
It looked as though Jones-Bishop was in then, but Castleford closed ranks. Fafita now, he's held, says the referee.
Go for.
Short pass, Kermond again.
Last.
This time his progress is stopped. That's the 5th tackle. Wakefield probing. Williams, little grubber kick from him, and McShane gathers and brings the ball away.
You know, there's a lot of talk about Castleford, the glamour players they've got, the big men they've got, but perhaps it's Paul McShane in the middle who holds a lot of it together. You know, his voice, his direction, and his passes from behind the play of the ball have controlled a lot of what Castleford have done, and it's been a great deal of fortune, I suppose, for Castleford for him to end up here. Left Leeds several years ago.
He actually read the play as well. Wakefield had tried to put that on a couple of times before. That time Jacob Miller had communicated to Sam Williams that he wanted to kick underneath the sticks. Well, McShane had seen that and intercepted.
Minikin operating the centres. No Michael Shenton again. He did that back injury at Wigan last week in the warm-up, and no sign of him returning. There's something of Shenton about Greg Minikin. Same running style.
Go one.
Here's Grix. The referee.
He's downtown.
Wow, this is a big turning point here, a penalty. The attacking player was in front of the play of the ball, I think is the interpretation here. So he's in an offside position, and then he's got involved in the play. So he has to be behind the play of the ball when that takes place, if my interpretation of this decision is correct. He's not, he's then thrown the ball, and he was in an offside position.
Well, that's one for the scrapbook, that, isn't it? That's as rare as they come.
Oh, wait on me, back.
That's my interpretation of it.
Let's go.
Castleford think that they're going to tap the ball here. They need another killer blow here. They need a try to see off any resurgence from this Trinity outfit.
David! Go one.
Just the one try in this second half, and it's gone the way of Wakefield Trinity. That man in the tackle, David Fafita.
Go to, play on.
Castleford looking to find their groove in the second half, and they will do that. In at the corner, Greg Eden finishing off a flowing Castleford Tigers attack. This time the pass is stuck, and Eden Super League's top try scorer, takes his tally to 12 so far this season on his return to Super League.
Well, this is the rule here. As they play the ball, the man's in front, according to the shot that we see here. He's in front of the play the ball. I suppose it's to prevent players standing in offside positions, waiting downfield. Castleford again have shown when they get close to opponent's line, there's nobody does it as well as them. They've made that look easy, creating an overlap, diving in at the corner, and it's cheers and applause all around here now for Greg Eden and the Castleford Tigers. They've seen off a revival, and I think the nerves are over now.
A spread play like that, the attacking team have always got the advantage. They've got the natural extra man, the fullback Roberts in this case. So a defence is always going to be stressed. You've just got to make sure you exploit the right stress points in that defence. I think the closer you get to the second and third man in, having had a bit of somewhat of an education over the last couple of years, talking to all these players at the touchscreen after the game, they talk about the second, the third man, the two man, the three man in. They're the ones who react differently to stress points in that attacking spread play. And you're right, Phil, there's nobody does it better than the Tigers at the moment.
And Luke Gale has been presented with the most difficult kick of the game so far. He has not missed with a kick so far. And the way he's been kicking this season, he's probably going to maintain his 100% record. Just as a mutter to himself. Bit of a wind, just hampering his preparation. He's got to be perfect. He's kicked 6 so far. 51 for the season.
Is it the kicking tee that's the problem? Worn it out, kicked it that hard. Ball rolling forward. This time it sits on it.
Gale's happy. The ball on the tee. And on target again. All those preparations, the problems, and Luke Gale dejected Chris Chester, because Gale, even if his passes aren't sticking, his kicking is.
I suppose the test for the rest of Super League is, can they defend against this play? We've seen it on several occasions from the Tigers so far in the first 8 rounds of the Super League competition. By the time we get to the last 8 rounds, have teams found a way of preventing that from turning into 4 points. Short kick-off, and Tom Johnston gets it back. He's hurt though in the tackle. Jake Webster taking the wind out of it.
Webster is back on his feet. Hamstrings twanging, wrist throbbing. But Webster is game for more.
That's a good read by Minikin. He had a man extra to defend there. Good decision. Wakefield showing there's some fight there still. There's some belief still in this side.
42-18 the scoreline. Hubie. That's the 5th tackle. Hubie close to finding a way through there. Miller kicks crossfield, that's claimed by Minikin.
That's two really good, really smart pieces of defensive play by the centre.
First of all, Ollie Holmes now.
Apologies, Bill. First of all, the slide in defence 3 tackles ago, and then to rise above 2 Wakefield attackers to end that set and put the Tigers back in possession.
Holmes, first half try scorer for Castleford when they were running hot. They've gone a bit lukewarm in this second half. Temperatures just turned down a little bit. Here's Rangi Chase. McMeekin bashes aside Miller, but Arona gets a hold of the former West London Shark. Chase drills a kick in, Gricks across to gather it, and booms a pass to Ben Jones-Bishop in the middle of the field.
I guess it's a real test for Rangi Chase to come on and just without trying to over-impress. He sat there for 55 minutes, waiting on the bench. We all know the box of tricks he's got, but he has to do what's right for the team, not necessarily what just suits his individual play. And playing conservatively, putting the pressure through that kick, rather than a magic play. That's probably what Castleford needed right then.
Well, this next week and a half will be arguably where he probably does get to exert a little more influence. I think he's accepting his role as a bench player, such as the form of Galen Roberts.
Play on, Fafita. That ball popped out. I'm not so sure it was offloaded. I think it just sort of squirted out in the right direction. Here's Miller now. Kermond. 4 tackles gone. Finn. Hubie powers the pass back. Kermond. Wakefield willing to try it. Still looking for a way through. Fafita is down in back play for Wakefield as the ball is lofted. And up goes Zach Hardacre, and Hardacre is held, and that'll be a goal line dropout. I think it's the first of the game.
It's another accurate kick, isn't it, from Castleford Tigers have been good this season. They've not even today at preventing tries from kicks. That's another good kick. They've caught well just in the field of play, according to the referee, and pushed back. And there's another injury here now. Wakefield are losing bodies left, right and centre. Danny Kerman down, I don't think for the first time here today. Lower back complaint.
He throws himself full-bloodedly into everything he does, as does Jake Webster, and perpetually injured, perpetually staggering around the field. But these guys are worth the weight in gold.
Stay on side.
Kerman back on his feet, resumes his place on the field for the goal line dropout, which Wakefield have forced. And he's all good and all good. Runs into the Castleford defenders.
Hold.
Adam Milner with the tackle. Now Hubie. Milner again goes in to help out. Wakefield about 15 metres out. Kyle Wood, little dart from him. Milner, McShane it was with the tackle. Milner was there too. Hubie. Mitch Allgood now. Wakefield pressing, examining this Castleford defence. Quick hands, Griggs. Footwork from Johnston, but Webster again is there to make the tackle. Miller kicks crossfield. And Gale it is who claims it.
Brilliant catch, two-handed above his head. So Greg Minican take one just a couple of minutes earlier. Luke Gale, perhaps in the first half, there was a hesitancy to go for a high kick. That's not the case again with the Castleford Tigers. The nearest man will compete for it, on most occasions take it in.
Greg Eden. And Eden, scorer of Castleford's only try in this second half. Finds Sonny Lafayette, and then Jake Webster, Hardacre, Lynch, Chase. Here is Adam Milner wearing that 13 jersey. Was a hooker when he broke into the Castleford side, but has had to adapt his game. Oh, lovely hands, but Eden couldn't take the final pass.
It all came about with Ben Roberts' footwork just to get outside Liam Finn. And then they had a 2v1 situation, but it was tight and there wasn't a lot of time.
Wait, Liam, wait.
They've got a variety of different attacking threats. There's a penalty conceded for Wakefield here now. They're heading towards the last 10 minutes. And they probably may not win this match, but they need to start to recover really to give themselves a chance and some confidence for the big clash they have on Monday against Wigan.
Hold.
Of course, they beat them convincingly this time last year. Was it 62 points to nil? And they'll have to play better than they have today to do that this year.
Release, go two.
They'll have one or two players to patch up for that game. Or Kerman didn't he? Active, trying to give the pass, just saw it slip from his grasp and he couldn't reach Ben Jones-Bishop. Shake of the head from Danny Kerman. Disappointment.
Yep, just lost control of the ball. It's probably a combination of a lot of things. Injury, being perpetually walking wounded, fatigue certainly, that desperation to to try and affect change and influence the game somehow. I mean, the game's gone now, but
Back down, guys. Down
try
side.
and give Wakefield something to build on
Dean, head
for
in.
Monday's clash.
Head in, bind. Let ball in, let's go.
So Castleford heading for another win. Only Salford have lowered the colours of this Castleford side.
Wait. Go.
And again, we've seen their attacking flair, but I think there'll be some concerns for the Castleford coaching crew.
Go, 2.
You can't be at your best for every single game, can you? I reckon there's an element of energy conservation here now. They want to try and get through the last 10 minutes as efficiently as possible. Springer takes it up. To get both wins over to beat Santanzia now and back this up. They've scored some points. They can only win. They can obviously improve, and we've seen them play better. They're shifting that ball wide to left, and I think trying to find that magic try that will help to send the supporters home for a great Friday, not just a good one.
Gale lobs that kick up. Grix is on his own try line, but somebody was taken out in that play, I think.
Yeah, it was Ben Roberts. Ben Roberts, onside kick.
Penalty here to Castleford.
Gale's lofted it. It's a little more than an escort. You see Ben Roberts to the right of Luke Gale. Yeah, and it's Liam Finn just who comes across a lazy arm there. Probably a case of played for and got by the Tigers, but they'll take it. They'll take the position, they'll take the possession.
Gadwin Springer now. Popular figure with the Castleford Tigers supporters is the big former Catalan Dragon.
Go, that's 1.
McShane, Gale. Over on the far side, Junior Moores has lost possession and the penalty is awarded. Moores looked towards the referee. The referee, I think, looked towards the touch judge.
Ball steal.
And the ball steal is the decision.
Well, they've had a lot of joy, haven't they? Getting outside opposition, creating an overlap. But as John has pointed out, Ben Jones-Bishop on a few occasions has saved 2 or 3 tries in this match, coming in and clamping the ball.
Wait, go. Danny, you need to hit the goal line.
So the penalty gives Castleford the opportunity. Rangi Chase, though, is quickly closed down.
Move, Tina!
That's a good read as well by Jacob Miller. Not only came out the line, but stopped the ball too.
Milner. Lynch turns and offloads. Back to Milner. Gale. Junior Moores now. Using his strength. Trying to wrestle his way clear, but he's held, says referee Chris Kendall. Eventually goes to ground about a metre from that Wakefield try line. McShane. Milner, here is Rangi Chase now. Chase for Jake Webster.
Play on, still through.
Keep the ball alive. Chase pops it over the top. Oh, Hardacre, lovely footwork, gets away. Can't get to the try line. The crowd thought he was in, but just couldn't reach the whitewash. Here's Webster now. Webster on to Gale. Gale evades the clutches, gets the pass away. Oh, it's well scooped up by Eden. Eden in for a second. As he got that down without making contact with the sideline.
First look at that, he was very close to the touchline.
And then if the ball goes to ground.
I'll call this a try. But once again, I think the most significant thing, this is likely to be a 4-pointer. We'll take our first look in a couple of seconds. But I want you to look, if you're a Castleford Tigers fan, Luke Gale has been exemplary. I mean, his own high standards, by his own high standards, once again, you know, another lax pass. Well, he's actually outside now, the opposition defender.
What's the question here, John? What do you think the video referee is
looking as to whether Liam Finn stopped from affecting any kind of pressure on Luke Gale, but I'm not so sure.
Robert Hicks hasn't even bothered to look at the grounding, which was dubious, and Eden's second try is ruled out.
See, I'm not sure about that, because that's very similar to the one that was allowed in the first half from Ben Roberts, where there was contact with the defender in the line, but there's enough time passed and enough adjustments that can be made after that defence can come back in. Dean Hadley does come in as a result of that, so maybe a little more in that one than the try that was still awarded to Roberts, but it'll be a concern for Darryl Powell.
8 tries in the first half of this game, just 2 in the second, 1 apiece. Fafita for Wakefield, Eden for the Castleford Tigers. Thought he'd got a second there, but obstruction the decision.
Hold, go to.
Inside the last 10 minutes, and here's Anthony England. So Wakefield are probably going to take something out of this second half. They've stemmed the tide. They've managed to restore a little bit of pride as well. Fafita's offload reaches Ashurst. Now it's with Johnston. Comes back in field, trying to wrong foot Gadwin Springer and Jesse Senni for Lafau, but they make the tackle. Still they're coming, Wakefield, with Mitch Allgood, and Allgood has got onto his front.
Milner offside goal line.
But it's a penalty to Wakefield, offside against Castleford. Adam Milner is the man called out by referee Chris Kendall.
The Tigers get some more tackling practice.
It's a penalty.
5 plays, 10 yards from the line here. Let's test them, doesn't it? It's a great test in the last 10 minutes to see if they can hold them out as big Anthony England crashes over.
England is held up.
That's the 3rd time they've done that in the game. So if there's any doubt before, there is not anymore. They're not interested in repelling them and sending them back into the field of play. They're interested in stopping the ball from reaching the floor. It's a good tactic, buys them 10 metres.
Here's Liam Finn now. Finn across the field, Griggs, quick hands, Ben Jones-Bishop, wonderful dot down by the wingman, if it's awarded, that is.
It's a Tiger-esque try, isn't it? Brilliant finish from Ben Jones-Bishop.
Check obstruction, check grounding. Yes, please.
Obstruction, well, it's rearing its head again. Well, we had a year off with that, didn't we? And all of a sudden we're back. So it's a lead runner here. Well, again, he's gone through the line. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. The grounding's the bigger question.
Does he put the ball in the in-goal area?
Look at the right foot. I'll tell you something.
But wait for where does the ball hit? Does it hit the line? No, it's in the in-goal area. That's a try.
That is an outstanding finish. The game has gone. There's 5 minutes left. Try telling that to Ben Jones-Bishop. We saw a belter earlier today, didn't we? Liam Marshall finishing in the corner. And that's every bit as good, under every bit as much pressure. What a finish.
Robert Hicks, video ref for this one, has a...
Give him the try.
Good look at this.
Give him the try. There you go, that's enough.
The first part of the ball that hits the ground must be in the in-goal area. I can't see how, on the shape of an oval ball, how the other bit could hit the line first.
Ben Jones-Bishop, has he got his 7th try of the season? He has. And Wakefield have won the second half at this rate. 2
They've earned some
tries to 1.
respectability. And again here, look, they've managed to put on a regular play, which we've seen Castleford do, use the full-back to create the overlap and dive in at the corner for 4 points. It's a good finish for Ben Jones-Bishop. It'll help his confidence and the teams, I think, in preparation for the clash with Wigan on Monday. And he's scored some sensational tries. One at Huddersfield. That's not a bad finish either.
Got a hat-trick against the Catalan Dragons a couple of weeks ago, did Ben Jones-Bishop, so he's in good form. Liam Finn has assumed the goal-kicking duties. Oh, just on target. Looked as though it was going to drift away, but Finn converts that try from Ben Jones-Bishop.
Well, it's a great effort, isn't it, from them. Liam Finn, the goal kicker, will be one of the men who knows quite a bit about the Castleford coach. Darryl Powell, spending time with him at Featherstone. You know what, everyone talks now. Every rugby league club would love to have Darryl Powell now in charge of the side.
Downside, guys.
We were saying that a few years ago when he was at Featherstone trying his best in the championship. He's worked patiently, and his side here are going to sit at the top of the table as we get to Easter Sunday.
42-24 the scoreline. It was 36-12 at half-time. So Wakefield have enjoyed the better of the second half.
Move, Adam! Hold. Go, that's 2.
They were heavily disrupted, weren't they, when Bill Tupou went off the field early on that far side, conceded 2 tries over there before they got themselves organised.
Release, wait, Paul, go, 3.
They'll probably have to learn to adjust quicker in the future. If a player's off with an injury, Dean Hadley pushes through that side of the field now. Dragged towards the touch and loses the ball.
That's a good ball. He's looking to offload.
He's had an amazing time at Wakefield. He's only been there a few weeks, but he's played hooker in one game, centre here today, back row for other periods.
I'm not allowed to watch it, Danny.
Now, there'll be a time in his career where you'd be happy to do that because you get first-team experience. At some point, they're going to have to pick a position, or he's going to have to pick a position. I dare say it's nothing to do with him.
He's on loan. He can't do anything about it, can he?
Well, his performances in the back row, when I've seen with his parent club,
Back down, guys.
are impressive enough, and he's still a very young man. Now, it's asking a lot of a young and inexperienced guy to be out in the centres. That's one of the most difficult positions on the field to play.
Out!
Castleford will go into the Easter weekend top
Move, Tina!
of the Betfred Super League table.
Hold, go. That's one.
And they've got two big tests coming up.
Wait.
Away to St Helens, Easter Monday, knock on, and it's been that sort of second half from Castleford, hasn't it?
It's actually been that sort of game for Castleford. The scoreboard does not tell that story at all. 24 points in the against column. Darryl Powell and the coaching staff will not be happy. 42 in the plus column. You think, right, that's job done, brilliant, move on next game. But the amount of mistakes, the amount of mistimed passes, the amount of errors in possession, it's not something that these two would have seen or had to talk about an awful lot in 2017.
Out!
So another error gives Wakefield possession. Here's Tom Johnston.
Move, Jake!
Webster with the tackle. Jake Webster's got two of the tries. It's a forward pass.
That's a goal.
Wakefield attack comes to a disappointing end. Miller's pass to Fafita. Jake Webster is back down.
Could be very proud of their effort in the second half, but they'll need a great application. They want to pick up 2 points on Monday.
It was the amount of energy that they expended in defence, wasn't it? There was a period between the 20th and the 30th minute. Again, a purple patch there.
Back down, guys.
The Tigers crossing for 3 tries. The introduction of Millington and Moores. The amount of energy they had to expend in defence has really cost them later on in this game.
Haven't seen Grant Millington for much of this second half. He went off with a knock.
Presumably
Darryl Powell just marshalling his resources ahead of the trip to Saints and then the trip to Hull. Tough time for these players.
The
offloads from Jesse Senilafau and Moores, the headband now on a cut.
Move, Danny! Hold.
Into the final minute. The Menderhose jungle in front of a crowd of around 10,000. I think I heard the ground announcer say great attendance for this. And Castleford will retain the Adam Watine Trophy, awarded to the winners of this game. They won it with their 46-20 win at Bellevue last July. And the hooter sounds for the last play of the game. Is there still something left for the Tigers? The ball goes to ground, still loose, and the referee will whistle the end. And a wry smile, I think, from Darryl Powell. His side have won again, just the one defeat this season. But Wakefield in this second half have actually taken the honours. 2 tries to their credit, just the one to the Castleford Tigers. The damage done, though, in the first half with those doubles for Webster and Millington, plus the tries from Robertson, Holmes and Gale kicking everything that came his way. And so it ends with Castleford still top of the Super League table. They've beaten their big rivals by 42 points to 24.
Yeah, thanks very much, Bill. They'll look at that game and say they were far from perfect, yet racked up 42 points, building on a 36 points to 12 half-time lead. Wakefield Trinity, well, they gave as much as they had, but they were second best to a Castleford Tigers side who had as their star player man of the match today, Junior Moores, as awarded by John and Phil. He came off the bench alongside Grant Millington, Rangi Chase and Jesse Senilafau. Well, what an impact it is for Darryl Powell. we will see Wakefield in action again on Monday. We'll give you details of that shortly. Chris Hughton's promotion-chasing Brighton travel to take on Wolves next up on Sky Sports 1, and Newcastle, second place Newcastle, take on the playoff hopefuls Leeds, 7:15 p.m. on Sky Sports 1, the EFL live on Sky Sports. Right, we will decamp to Wakefield. The champions roll into town fresh from their victory over St Helens, 2:30 p.m. on Sky Sports 2, and we round off Easter Monday in the south of France. Catalan against Salford, who are currently being held 6 points apiece against Lee. Thank you very much for your company for this doubleheader today. Congratulations to Wigan and congratulations to Castleford, who remain out on top of the table in front of the rest of the Betfred Super League.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live on all screens, on the go, and the best bits on demand.